Hello, it's Michelle Tree, and today we're going to go over fractions and decimal concepts. So right now on the level that looks like 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4. Clicking in and on level 2. So right here it's asking you 86 hundredths plus 3 hundredths. And then we're going to fill in the answer with the missing number, knowing that this is a hundredths grid, so we won't add out of 100. So because we also know how to write decimals from fractions, we know 86, 0.86 is the same thing as 86 over, sorry, it's a little messy, it's hard to write with this, over 100. And so because we can add fractions that have the same denominator, we don't have to convert anything, and then we can just straight up add the numerators because the denominators always stay the same. So this 100 is going to stay the same, and so then all we're going to do is add 86 plus 3 to get this missing number. So 86, 87, 88, 89, and so that should be the missing number over here. So let's go check. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then this should be 89. So noting that 86 and then 3 more complete again to make exactly 89 hundredths. So let's do another one. So this is 46, 0.46 plus 4. So for this, we're going to have to add, and we're going to have to change some denominators. So this would say 46, 0.46 is equal to 46 over 100. And I know this because there's 2 digits to the right of the decimal, which puts it in the hundredths place. There's also 2 zeros in the number 100, so that's kind of a little trick that helps me remember. So now I have 46 hundredths, and hundredths is with a THS, plus 4 tenths. And this one is a little bit similar to the last one, except these have different denominators, so we can't just add them straight across. So in order for this to work, we're going to add a 0 to the tenths place, the 4 tenths, so that way my new denominator will now say, they will both say 100. So in order for us to add fractions, they have to have the same denominator, and if they don't say the same denominator, we have to change them so they do. So we multiplied 4 tenths times 10 to make it say 40 and 100, so 40 100ths. And now we can just straight up add. So 46 plus 40, 0 plus 6 is 6, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So my answer should be 86 hundredths. So again, counting my tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 6. And so basically we just have to know that if it's tenths, we have to be convert it to 100ths, or if it's 100ths, we have to convert it to tenths, because the biggest thing at the end of the day is that we can only add and subtract fractions that have the same denominator. So similar to this one, 0.28 plus 5 tenths, this was just like that last one. So 0.28, think to yourself, what would this decimal look like as a fraction? So 0.28 would look like 28 on the top and 100 on the bottom, because there's 2 digits to the right of my decimal place, so it's in the hundredths column. So then I would have 28 over 100 plus 5 tenths. And just like that last one, we cannot add 2 different fractions when they have different denominators. So we have to change them so they stay the same denominator. So we're going to multiply 5/10 times 10 over 10. So we also know that 10 over 10 is equivalent to 1 whole. So we know that those fractions are still the same. You just have to find equivalent fractions. 5 times 10 gives us 50, and 10 times 10 gives us 100. And this will give me a denominator of 100, so then we can actually add it to 28 100ths. So we're going to change this to 50 over 100. And then 28 plus 50 gives us 78. And the denominator stays the same, so the denominator is still 100. That does not change. And then we're going to click 78, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then 8. Hopefully that was 28. So then looking at this picture, noticing how they're making this say 5/10, which is the same thing as 50 hundredths. And so then adding up should get you 78 hundredths. And then this one, you can kind of do something similar. We know 85 is over 100, and since these are both 100, you can just straight up add 85 plus 4, and that will tell you the missing number here that they're looking for you to solve. So the biggest thing with these is work your best to find equivalent fractions and use the same denominators, and then once you got the same denominators, you can just straight up and add them. And if it's, just make sure you're being very careful on which one's tenths and which one's hundredths. The tenths is one place right after the decimal point, and the hundredth is 2 places after the decimal point. Hopefully this video is able to help you pass this level in ST Math, but if it wasn't, please message me on Class Dojo, on Google Classroom, or you could always text me too if you're still having issues. Good luck and take care!